I need to take a breath.
Oh my gosh, I was giving you a drum roll and this guy goes, I need to take a breath. Sorry, let me do it again. Hurry up, my hands are gonna get tired. My desk is shaking. Just intro the podcast! Okay, welcome everyone to... No, you lost your chance. I drum rolled you for long.
No, that was the bit that I was gonna do. I was gonna let you do it for forever, and then I was gonna finally, I was gonna wait for you to stop and just be mad, and then I was gonna
missed his chance.
Welcome to the podcast, guys.
What is this, episode 27?
Episode 27.
That is the day of my birthday, the 27th.
But today is not your.
Today's not my birthday, but that is the day of the month. That is my birthday, the 27th. Yeah, I'll let you take it away.
Your birthday happened a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's in February.
Yeah, okay. More than a couple.
Like half a year.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the podcast.
We're back again.
Have a great time today. Yeah, we're back again.
For the 27th time.
This one should be coming out on time, but we missed a movie episode that we'll get to.
It'll just be like we're flipping it, but it'll be every week.
It'll get there. You'll find it. But yeah, Zach Bryan released more music, so we're gonna talk about that.
We got some other artists that are dropping new stuff.
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about Kelsey Ballerini a little bit.
Indeed.
We're gonna have a fun who the frick is this segment, and then get into the usual stuff. We'll talk about
what we're listening to. It's gonna be a good time. It's chill. We're recording this like an hour late because a tornado touched down in my area. And so I just texted Jaren. I was like,
and I was
there
being
is
a
no
mom.
power.
I was embracing my stay-at-home dad, and I was vacuuming my house and washing dishes. And then Evan's like, hey, yo, bro, I might die. But it's all good.
It was beautiful.
Let me read you his exact words, actually.
I was going to pull up the one, but you read what you want to read.
No, I thought it was really funny. I got a string of 4 texts while I'm cleaning in a span of about 8 minutes. And it started with, well, first, the message I got was, I really hope this message can send. So there's a tornado watch right now and the Wi-Fi's out. So, I don't really know what to do. The lights are working, yada, yada, yada. That's not important. I told him I was praying for him, all that stuff. And then he goes, yeah, I'm not worried. I just don't have Wi-Fi. Also, someone tell the sky to shut up. Homie won't stop screaming. And then, yeah. And then he goes, honestly, it's a vibe so far. And then immediately, about 6 minutes later, I hadn't checked my phone yet. He goes, okay, let me retract my previous statement about not being worried. She just touched down on the water.
I texted Jaren, I'm not, because he's like, oh, I'm praying for you and whatnot, stay safe. And I'm just like, it's not that big of a, I'm not worried. I just don't have Wi-Fi. And then literally 5 minutes later, the government just sends me a text
immediately.
Hey,
the government's like, hey guys, you're going to die.
The tornado touched down. But then the wind changed. So instead of blowing into my lovely house, it blew away onto the lake. So it's the fish's problem now.
Oh, I thought you were about to say it blew away into a different neighborhood. We're all good.
It's just going down the other street. It's a couple roads over. We still might lose power any second.
Guys, we're all good.
But yeah, that was the journey to get here. But now we're here and we're recording and it's going to be fantastic. We've got some fun stuff lined up. And I think we can kind of just hop in with Zach Bryan, who continues...
Let's make some people mad. Let's talk about Zach Bryan.
He just continues releasing music. This is like some SoundCloud rapper output rate. He is making music like
is that a thing?
No one else.
Do SoundCloud rappers just put out 40 songs and...
Well, I look at some... I always get confused because I look at some rappers and stuff and you go through their discography and it's before they were big, they're putting out 7 albums a year. And I'm just like...
Really?
Maybe that's why none of it's good. But how are you going to put out 7 albums?
I will say there is some truth to that. I mean, if you just...
But if you look for a hit...
You're also it's really just practice. Song.
Well, totally.
Most people, for the most part, when people first start, people write their whole lives, and the stuff that they first make is not always there.
No, but
I've got some songs that I'm like, man, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, but you've got good ones that will come out one day. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is a unofficial. Me and my buddy Zach are trying to like make something happen.
Ooh.
Like we're not like. It's not like I don't want to make it seem like we're like starting a band and we're going on tour and I'm like
buy your tickets now.
No. But he's got a friend, I think, who I don't think he's contacted yet. So don't kill me if this never comes to fruition in the next like year or whatever. But his friend like has like an in-home studio. He's like worked on other stuff, music with people on albums and records, and he like loves music and he just has like all these instruments and stuff like that. And so Zach was like, why don't we like hit up my friend and see if we can throw something together? So
that'd be kind of hype.
Maybe like an EP or an album or something like that at some point. No promises.
Guys,
a lot of the music
Jaren just promised you that the debut album is coming next week. You heard it here first, guaranteed.
And that that being said, I tell people to comment, and like people don't comment on the YouTube videos where I ask them to comment, so it's like whatever. But me and Zach have been tossing around like we're trying to figure out like band names and stuff like that, or just kind of like nothing's official. Obviously, it's very much of like a what if we just kind of messed around with some music? It's in that kind of stage. It's not, but we've thought about like band names, and we've thought about like the name Anderson, which is just the town that we're from. But we thought that might be cool. Or
what
like,
if you name yourselves like the Anderson Pack? Because like the group, you're like a pack, so you can be the Anderson. Yeah.
That's the guy that does music with Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah, that was a great pun, wasn't it? That was so good.
That was stupid.
That was so good. The Anderson Pack.
I didn't like that.
I like that a lot.
The Anderson Pack. The thing is, that's actually, I mean, it's not a horrible sounding name.
It's just already someone else's name.
Yeah.
But his is spelt weird. His is P-A-A-K.
That's true. Like the long pack. Yeah, we were also thinking about doing Edmund Anderson, kind of like it's like a pseudonym, but it's not really a person. It's my middle name mixed with our hometown, so it's like
Edmund.
It's just something. Edmund. Oh yeah, the jury's out. My middle name is Edmund.
Beautiful middle name.
Shout out to Edmund from Chronicles of Narnia. You my boy. Ate that Turkish delight with the White Witch. Oh wait, have you never seen that movie?
No. Wait, actually, I think I have. That's the tornado one, right?
What?
Oh no, that's
the Wizard of Oz. No, bro, you just know. Oh come on.
Oh no,
man.
Wait, but I have read the Narnia book.
I can't believe I co-host a podcast with this dude. Sometimes.
I don't watch anything, bro. That's not my thing.
You need to watch Moneyball, by the way. That's the next movie.
That is our next movie.
It's actually. Did you start? You said you didn't finish it. Did you even start it?
I found it, and then I went to work, and then I came home from work and forgot to watch it. But I had it like set up, so we're good.
But
that'll be out next Saturday for all of you wondering.
I want you to know though that I will be surprised if you don't like this. This is like one of my favorite sports movies. My dad really likes this movie.
It sounds like a betting movie. Really like is it a betting movie?
Well, but like if you're, that's I guess it depends on how you, like it's not betting in the sense like gambling. It's not like you're playing poker. Like it's I wouldn't say betting in the gambling sense. Like betting on like betting on yourself, maybe. Like
just sounds like a cheesy motif from English class.
No, it's not cheesy. I promise, you'll like it.
No. I mean, you're like betting on yourself speech.
Oh.
The movie doesn't sound cheesy. Yeah, you do.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
I'm just gonna retire. I'll see you later, guys.
All right, so I'm gonna host the podcast solo now for listeners. Jaren has thrown his earbuds on the table and walked away.
I'm not coming back.
He's going on tour. Anyways,
I lied. I came back.
With all of that jazz out of the way, I think we can finally move on to the first piece of content we are going to discuss in this video. We kind of introduced it and then went off topic. It is Zach Bryan and his new EP, album-length EP, because Zach Bryan is Zach Bryan, but his new EP, Summertime Blues. It came out last Friday. It is 9 songs. It is 28 minutes. There's a Charles Wesley Godwin feature. Yeah, it's quite a long... It's not an EP. I
have a couple things to say about this real quick. Just like general...
I do as well, actually. That's why we have a podcast for this. But
I hate you.
That's what
Jaron. That's
why we do this, actually, because we typically have things to say. But yeah, Summertime Blues is out. He put out the title track for it, the third song, Summertime Blues, like a week or two before the EP. Then the whole EP came on the 15th. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
Other than emotionally deflated.
Yeah, I listened to it once, and it's not okay. I might sound negative. I'm trying not to be. I think I've just had enough.
No, but Zach.
It's not like my thing is okay. First off, I just want to say this. It's cool, and I was a little let down with the Charles Wesley Godwin song. Maybe I've liked that he's here and he's doing a thing with Zach, but I just didn't. The song was okay. Like I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
that's just how I felt about it. I'm sure there's people that love it. I think the best song on this thing is the first one.
Quitting Time?
I like Quitting Time a lot. And Summertime Blues is solid. But I also only listened to this once. Just none of the... I feel like I said this when we talked about Zach's... When we talked about American Heartbreak. But a lot of his songs... I know some people really, really get into it. And I'm a fan of Zach, but I've heard so... Like, after hearing 3 albums... And then 2 EPs. We've got 5 things from Zach now in a span of like 2.5 years. 3 years? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it wouldn't be too much if, at least to me, it didn't feel more different than it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, I don't know.
Some
of his stuff feels repetitive, even though it isn't. I don't really know how to describe how I feel. This isn't a bad EP. I also, just while I remember, when this EP came out, Charles Wesley Godwin wasn't credited on Jamie, but then he was.
Little mishap.
Also, yeah, and at least on Spotify. Also, I also love and hate the art at the same time.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think it could make some dope merch. I think he's setting himself up for some cool merch with that.
Yeah, it's a solid picture, but like the font and the color of the title, and it's like I think the picture's gone through. It's been sent through a filter that's kind of like faded, which I kind of dig, but you can barely read Summertime Blues, and I hate like the red and blue. It almost looks
intentionally tacky.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to.
Like it's really trying to look like a 1950s Coke advertisement. Yeah, Zach Bryan.
I just don't think I'm into. No, a Coke advertisement from the 1950s looked better than this. And I'm serious about that. that wasn't a joke. I don't know. There's something about that I didn't like. But Evan, why don't you?
So I definitely agree with what you say, because the one thing I noticed with this EP is there were some melodies, some rhythms, some structures and stuff that it's like, okay, this is eerily similar of like stuff he's done before. Like, we've heard this melody before. We've heard you end a verse like this. We've heard this chord trend. Like, we've heard it before. And because Zach's music is pretty strictly acoustic strumming for all the songs, like, that's where the diversity...
Like, that's the core,
Yeah, because it has such a similar core, when you're making this much music, some of it's bound to sound similar if you're using the same instruments for all of it. So I'm not saying he needs to change it up. I'm just saying the fact that it's all come so within such close proximity proximity, that's like physical distance. The fact that it's all being released so close to each other...
That word
does it work? Okay.
Yeah.
The fact that it's all being released so close, like, he really did just put out like 45 songs in
you just
like
had a big grammar moment. That was kind of funny.
That was cool.
Sorry.
Like 45 songs in like 2 months, and it's like, you know, at that point, and the one thing I praise American Heartbreak on is I felt like there was more diversity. He really pushed himself more. The studio sounds, he used there's some more guitars, some different guitar tones. There's some different kind of percussion and whatnot. In general, he kind of branched out a little bit. I feel like Summertime Blues is back into his wheelhouse a little, reminding me of Quiet Heavy Dreams.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
So I see where
this
the
one
similarities
to me,
are.
I remember like 2.5, 3 weeks ago, or maybe it was a little bit longer than that, but it wasn't that long ago. I remember seeing him and Charles Wesley Godwin posting about them records. So like this thing was made in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, someone told me that he didn't start writing any of this EP until American Heartbreak was out. So it's like the fact that, and I think that says something because most of these songs don't feel very thrown together. I think my one criticism of some songs like Summertime Blues, for example, is lyrically, it feels pretty rushed. It doesn't feel very well thought through. It feels kind of just like done and on to the next and on. But the rest of the EP doesn't feel like that. So the fact he made this whole thing in 2 months is really impressive. And I think
I will say, that is impressive.
And I think when you want to talk about it sounding the same, the one thing I've noticed is I think Zach, I know Zach because not I know him personally, but
Evan knows Zach.
I know
he spilled the beans.
Yep, we're best pals. I know he's got a lot to say because he wrote an entire freaking album-length EP in 2 months after dropping a triple album-length album. I just don't think he has a lot of ways to say it, especially when he limits himself to these simpler instrumentals. But I don't think this stuff sounding similar is as big of an issue with me because I still think this EP is an absolute banger. I think there's some ones I would leave behind, but definitely some songs I am happy to have in the arsenal now, like Matt and Audie. I love that song. I love the storytelling on it. I probably
should have listened to this a second time. I just didn't really feel like it.
No, that's all good.
I'm just a little. I think I'm just burnt out on Zach.
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't think I can take as much as some other people can. And then there's also those people that are like, Zach Bryan is a god and he makes perfect music, and if you criticize it, you're wrong.
It's like,
no. Like there's people that exist. Like
100%.
No artist is perfect.
Oh yeah, there's songs on this thing like Summertime Blues. I would not hesitate to call Summertime Blues mid. Like the song.
Yeah.
I don't really like the song. I think Motorcycle Drive-By is the other expendable one. Like it's got a rhythm to it, but it feels kind of like corny.
I remember liking some of the instrumentals maybe. I listened to it after a long day at work on the ride back from work, and maybe that's also part of it. I was just tired, and I was listening to music that I was tired of. So that might have been part of it.
If I had to,
that's the one. No, sorry.
I was gonna say if I had to narrow it down to like my favorites, though, I'm saying Matt and Audie for the storytelling, Oklahoma Smoke Show, the fourth song, those dueling guitars in the bridge, that is enough to make me absolutely love that song. I love that moment. It's so dramatic. And then Jamie, I know what people mean because the reaction to Jamie has been very mixed. Some people absolutely love it. Some people are like, they missed, like, this collab should have been so much better. I think it's a very good song. I just think there's very simple things that could have made it a lot better.
On really quickly on that song. As I was listening to it, I couldn't help but think, man, I really enjoy both of their voices, but something about their voices, like
together,
just didn't. I don't know if it works.
I think,
or maybe it could work, but it just didn't. It wasn't, like I said, it's not a bad song, but I don't know.
I really like how they do the verses, how they each take one, and it kind of goes back and forth, and I do think it's one of Zach's better written songs, in my opinion.
That is true. It felt kind of like a Charles Wesley Godwin song. So it did feel fitting that he was on that song. And I think
granted, it was a solo right from Zach, but it did feel very like influenced almost. I really got a hint of, like, when Charles was singing it, it sounded more in his element than Zach. Like, it felt like.
Well, I think he might have written that song with the intention of having.
He probably did, but it sounds straight from How the Mighty Fall. It really the themes fit in really well, especially when you're talking other like death story songs like Jesse and whatnot. I think the one thing I wish the song had was more harmony, because the vocals are very linear, like they take their turns, and then even at the end they have this one harmony line that sounds so good, but then for the rest of the final chorus they're just singing the same line, and so their voices kind of just ring off each other, and it loses its power. Whereas when they harmonize, I'm like, okay, this could have been really, really cool. So I just wish they kind of stacked the vocals a little bit more as the song built. But other than that, I am definitely on the big thumbs up side for Jamie. If you want to, if we're going to make this a war between people loving and hating Jamie, I'm on the love side.
Yeah, so I actually kind of like that rating system. I think we should use something like it for literally everything we talk about it from this point on. If we talk about something, it's literally the best thing in the world or it's the worst thing in the world. It doesn't matter if it is mid, we have to take a side. And even if it's just like good, not great, it has to be, it's either the best thing or the worst thing.
I'm down to use this rating system moving forward.
Yeah. So I think me and Evan would both say that this is the best thing ever.
Yes, completely perfect.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, I am going to be...
It's okay.
I am in the works of reviewing this thing, and you know what? I'm going to spoil my rating. I'm not, but because I haven't fully decided it yet. But I was going to say...
you just gave your rating. What are you talking about?
Well, I didn't give it a number rating, but you're looking pretty good.
Well...
You're looking like a 7-ish in there. I'll work it around. But,
what are you talking about? Zach's like a 9 out of 10. What a stud.
What?
No homo, though. Evan said, what?
What? Anywho. I think...
something that I'm excited to talk about, maybe a little bit surprisingly, because I don't know how much I've talked about, but are you ready to move on?
I am ready.
Okay.
I'm excited to talk about this as well.
Let's talk about Kelsey Ballerini. Are we on the same page?
We are on the same page completely. Okay. I'm very excited for this.
Because she announced that she's coming out with a new album, and she had a single come out called Love is a Cowboy, which I think is a banger. And if I'm being honest, and maybe this is me, old crotchety old man Jaron, who's tired of Zach Bryan and his shenanigans, I would rather listen to Love is a Cowboy 9 times than listen to the entire Summer Blues EP. I don't hate Summer Blues, I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired, and by it, I mean...
Zach.
I just need a break, so maybe... Man, that's not a Zach issue, that's a me issue, I just need to not listen to it.
It's not you, it's me, sweetie. My dad might have put it best, because he likes Zach Bryan music, he really does. When he comes downstairs and we were talking about new music, and I told him, I was like, yeah, Zach Bryan put out a 9-song EP today, and he just looks at me, he's like, more music? And I'm like, yeah. And I forget verbatim what he said, but the general gist, he's like, this guy's like lyrical diarrhea. He's like, he's like, it just,
it's a really good.
I know. It's just, it keeps coming, bro. I'm not gonna explain the analogy. You get it, but I
get it.
I was like, you know what? That is perfect. That's
pretty. Your dad. That's pretty funny. He's like lyrical diarrhea. It just keeps coming out of his mouth. Like it just.
Out of his mouth. That's a bit sus, don't you think?
No, the words. It's the words come out of his mouth, not the diarrhea. The diarrhea of the mouth would be throw up, of course. But anyway, let's talk about Kelsey Ballerini. Love is a Cowboy is a good song. Evan, what do you think?
I think...
Love is a... Sorry, let me rephrase that. Love is a Cowboy is the best thing ever.
It's the best thing. I'm very excited for this. I think I've always been... not always. Since Kelsey in 2020, I've been very interested in Kelsey Ballerini. I think she's one of the more... like, at least beside her other pop country counterparts, I think she's definitely is the most intriguing. I see a lot of potential, and I don't even say potential as like her previous music has been bad, because I thought a lot of the Kelsey albums really good. I just think she's really interesting. So the fact that we're getting an album from Kelsey, that excites me a lot. I thought Heart First was okay. I think we talked about it on the podcast before.
Maybe we...
Maybe
I don't even know if I know it exists, but for some reason I haven't listened to it yet. But for some reason I wanted to listen to this because for one thing, talk about a good cover. This
Yes,
one is
yes.
so aesthetically pleasing.
Yes,
The
album
yellow
cover
and the
is
blue
great.
and like the shadows and like the use of the I love it. It's like almost the silhouette is I just like it a lot.
It
like
looks
everything.
great in my opinion.
Also, this came out out of the things that came out on my birthday, this one was my favorite music wise, because a lot of things happened. Like Summertime Blues came out on my birthday actually, right? Yeah, came out on Friday. Yeah, so I don't know, but sorry, continue to give your thoughts.
I was just gonna say, I don't feel as passionately about Love's a Cowboy as you. I think positively about it on the whole. I
don't continue. Sorry, so I'll just let you finish.
I was just gonna say, like, I think the
keep
instrumental.
interrupting you.
I think the instrumental. It started out really cool. Like when it first started playing, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then it didn't really go anywhere. So that in that way, I was a little underwhelmed. But I really like what she's saying in the song, even if I think it wasn't lyrically it was no clinic of like songwriting. I felt it to be kind of like, the list of comparisons.
Okay, so
but I thought it was a good song.
That's a good point, and that's kind of where, like, if I'm being realistic, talking about things that released on July 15th, Summertime's Blues is better than this. It is, even though this is one song, so it's not, you can't really compare them.
Yeah, it's tough to compare that.
But like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I acknowledge that is probably a better piece of work. Maybe if you're looking at it from like a objective, analytical, lyricist point of view. But Love is a Cowboy was kind of a breath of fresh air because it's like I said, the whole Zach thing. It's kind of, but so like, yeah, maybe the lyrics aren't.
Zach's like, Jaren's like, I'm done with this Americana acoustic rustic stuff.
I just love chill, kind of. What's the word I'm like ambient, big. Like cinema, like stuff like Golden Hour or Lizzie
exactly
McAlpine or Sierra Eagleson, stuff like that. And this song kind of scratches that itch for me.
Yes.
Yeah, this song, it's good at that.
It started scratching the itch for me, and then it kind of just stopped. And so it's like, like, you know when you're a kid and your dad's rubbing your back?
Hey, yo, keep scratching.
Yeah, like you're a kid and your dad's rubbing your back, and then he just falls asleep or he stops, and it's just like...
He falls asleep.
I was like, that's it?
Big rib.
Like, huh?
My grandma gives amazing back rubs. Like, I'll be like standing in the kitchen and she'll walk up behind me and give me a little back rub, and I'll be like, heck yeah. And then she'll stop and I won't say anything, but like on the inside, I'm like...
Do you want a fun story?
Fun story time with Evan.
Yep. It's short. But when I was a kid, my grandma also gives the best back rubs. And when I was younger, I was worried. I was like, wait, but...
Evan and Jaren have the same grandma confirmed?
I was like, wait, are you going to stop rubbing my back when I'm older? I was like, I don't want that to happen. And so I...
Just kill me now, Grandma.
When I was
if I can't have it, I don't
when I was like 5, I made a contract for my grandma to sign that she would rub my back until
you will continue
until I was the day 18. But now I'm 18. The contract expired. She has it somewhere like in a drawer.
If you were smart, you would have said.
I should have put it in the fine print.
You will rub my back until the day you die, until the day you breathe your last breath on your deathbed.
But now my grandma's a free agent. She's out of contract now because I'm 18.
I'm gonna sign grandma out of free agency.
Speaking of free agency, right?
Somebody's gonna clip that ticket out of context.
Yeah, very badly. Last thing before we go back to Kelsey Ballerini, free agency in the NHL, and Johnny Gaudreau did not sign back with the Calgary Flames, even though they offered him more money, so my brother can hold that L as a despicable Calgary Flames fan. Suck on that one, Blake.
All right, I'm gonna talk about basketball real quick.
Oh my
Pacers,
gosh.
We're about to. It'll be quick too.
Go. Yeah, you've been posting a lot about
DeAndre Ayton was looking for big money, young star center for the Suns. And, of course, my small market team, Pacers, they're never going to have some... This is like our only chance to get a big player, all-star caliber player, but like on our team. And we have the cap space to do it. But the thing is, he's a restricted free agent, so we have to put him on an offer sheet, or we can get him from the Suns on a sign-and trade. Well, the Suns aren't wanting to do a sign-and trade, so we offer DeAndre Ayton like a 130-something million, like 4 or 5 year contract, max contract, and he signs it But because it's contract stuff, because he's a restricted free agent, the Suns still have kind of a little they have a little bit of power there, and so they have the option to just let him go or match it. Well, the thing is, the year before they had the opportunity to sign him to a max contract, and he wanted more money, but they didn't do it, and they let him sit like there for a year, and so they were in this situation like, or we're not gonna sign you, and then the Pacers are like, hey, we want to sign you, and then the Suns were like, nah, and they signed, and they matched it, and so now we don't have DeAndre Ayton, and I'm sad. But that was my rant, and I can't say it was one of the most Pacers things. Like, it's just typical. Like, it's just life as a Pacers fan. I'm not a Knicks fan, so we're doing all right. But like, you know, like we robbed the Kings and got Tyrese Halliburton, which I talked about on the podcast already. But anyway, let's get back to Kelsey.
Kelsey Ballerini, though. Yeah, I think the song is good. It could have been better. I'm still I have high hopes for this album. I don't know if I have high expectations, but I have high hopes.
So maybe it sounds like I have really high hopes, because it did sound like I was like, I do really enjoy Love Is a Cowboy. But I'm not like a big Kelsey fan. Like, I don't dislike her music. One of my friends recommended a couple months ago that I listened to. I haven't actually listened to Kelsey, but I have listened to Ballerini.
Yeah, the acoustic, which is a really, really good rework of it. That's a fantastic project.
I really enjoyed it. Enough that I listened to it. It was like one of the albums that I was listening to for like about a week or two while I was at college. And so that kind of was like, that kind of had me thinking, or I realized that, like, okay, Kelsey's doing something, you know, because before that I hadn't really heard anything by her except for like, what's her, like, I Miss Me More or whatever?
Miss Me More.
I'd heard that song, and I don't like that song. Just like the production is what really gets me on that song. But having heard Ballerini and hearing Love Is a Cowboy, I don't have high hopes, but I'm hoping / I have a feeling that it will be a good / maybe exceptionally good pop country album.
I agree. I'm looking at the track list, and some of these titles, they got me like, I'm ready for the energy she's gonna bring. Like, I don't mean like I'm ready for the energy she's gonna bring as like I'm expecting like something hype, but I mean like the vibe,
like that Sagittarius energy,
like that. Like, if you go down, I'm sorry. I just see one of the titles. If you go down, I'm going down. ... That intrigues me. Or like,
that's right. On Apple, is the album already like up on Apple or whatever? And so you can see all the.
I can see the track list. There's also.
I kind of think that's cool, but at the same time, I like not knowing anything and like. You know,
well, here's the ones I'm interested in, right? So you got if you going down, if you going down, I'm going down. That sounds interesting, right? I guess they call it Fallen. That sounds kind of cool. And You're Drunk, go home. I'm ready for how sassy this might be, because you can see a theme. You can see a theme here.
I'm gonna predict. I have 2 predictions for You're Drunk, Go Home. And I think it's probably. I think she's either telling that, like, it's a conversation she's having with herself, like maybe she's doing stupid stuff and she just needs to go home.
I bet it's a guy.
Or it's a guy that's hitting her, but I like to think that she's having like a sassy conversation with her, because the guy thing feels more like low-hanging fruit, I guess. Like, that feels more stereotypical to me. Like, that's a thing that we've all heard. Like, even like Tennille Towns has a song like that before, like that. She does it in a more creative way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm blanking on the title, and I'm looking at it real quick. I think it's Holding Out for the One. It's a song about how she's like, she believes that she's like meant for, like, she has kind of like a soulmate, and she's in the song, she talks about guys like hitting on her like while she's at a party or like whatever kind of thing. And so we've heard in the country music world, we've heard a lot of those songs, but I think it'd be cool. I mean, I'm sure we've also heard songs where people are like, I'm an idiot, I should shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know.
Sign
I'm
Sober
definitely
You.
excited.
Great example.
Okay, I'm listening. Real quick, I'm listening to Heartfest right now, and I like it.
It's a bop. It's a simple but a bop.
I like the almost like whispery like. I don't know what the words were, but I like that.
No, I like your version better. All right. Anywho, Kelsey Ballerini got an album coming out, and me and Jaron are both very excited. Let us know how you're feeling. Are you excited? Do you have the same expectations? Big excite indeed. And with that, I think we are good to move on to. We are not.
I want to shout out Joe Warren. Because Kelsey doesn't know it, but like Tennille is my soulmate. Kelsey is his soulmate. And although Kelsey is married, sadly she's going to get divorced. But thankfully she's going to remarry Joe because Joe is a stud. No, I'm not even joking. Me and Joe have had conversations multiple times where we'll be talking about music on Instagram together, and he'll be like, "Man, I love Kelsey," and I'm like, "Man, I love Tennille," and he's like, "Man, you're just lucky that Tennille's not married." Like, we're both joking, obviously, but I just thought that was funny. And
You're joking, and he's joking until Kelsey gets a divorce and he tries to DM her.
In 2 years, Kelsey's going to get a divorce. And Kelsey, if you happen to be listening to this, I know you're not, but if you have, I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I don't want you to. You seem happy with, I think his name's Morgan Evans. You seem happy with him. He seems like a great guy. So keep going strong. But anyway, in 2 years, when she gets a divorce from Morgan, Joe's gonna swoop in. He's already gonna be living in Nashville at that point, so it's gonna be ripe for the picking. You know, just like
it has to happen.
She's gonna be off the market immediately because Joe's gonna be there.
Anyways, with that out of the way, I think we can move into everyone's favorite segment.
What do we do next?
I actually have a question for you, Jaron.
No, you have it, Jaron. Okay, I'm tired. Just say. I had work. For people that don't know, I started a new job, and I didn't have to wake up at 3:30 today, but I woke up at 4:30, and I work for like anywhere from like 6 to like 10 hours.
Boo-hoo. I woke up at 10 and went to work at 11 and was home at 4. Anyways, my question for you, Jaron, is what are you listening to?
That's the segment we're doing.
That's the segment.
I thought you were actually going to ask me something else.
I was just enjoying it.
No, when I say I'm tired, I'm tired.
He's
I'm tired of Zach. Anyway, I've got a couple things. I won 2 really cool things. 2 very different things.
Jaron always really doing the most. Always bringing more than one. But let's hear it.
Yeah, and I'm only bringing 2 because they're both shorter EPs, so I feel like I can they're together. They make an album, kind of. Yeah. So, actually, no, I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to do 3 just because I want to.
Oh, my Nelly. Wow.
Jesse Gosling, who you talked about.
Oh, yes.
I think near the beginning of this year, maybe. A little while back on the podcast. Pretty good EP. Check that out. I don't remember what it's called, but search Jesse Gosling. Good music. Chill Sierra Eagleson vibes. But she has a friend named Rachel Hickey who also released something on July 14th. And if this had released technically on the same day, I genuinely think that this is just better than Summertime Blues. Like but this is also more my thing. And I've said it a million times already, but I'm a little.
Is it the So Long EP?
Yes, 4 songs. Ooh. And let me tell you, I was only like 10 seconds in to Home, and I was like, I don't know. And then like after 30 seconds, I was like, gosh dang, this is
good Nelly.
It's one of the best things I ever heard. I'm trying to be redneck, but
bro, I wish I could do some American accent like that. I literally don't know how to do it. I can throw on like a really heavy like Eastern Canadian accent, but I genuinely don't know how to do an American accent.
Now I gotta flex with the Paul. There's a coon on the porch again. I'm doing my redneck like Paul. Get the shotgun. There's some raccoons on the porch again.
I can't do it.
Sorry. No. Anyway, I had to do that.
All I can do is a Canadian accent, but that doesn't surprise anyone.
This is really good. Also, man, I really am tired. I should have mentioned it when I mentioned Jesse Gosling, and that she is featured on the 3rd track of this EP, and all 4 of these songs are really good. Home, A Long Time Ago, Call Me, So Long. I thought it was funny that 2 of the 4 songs have the word long in them. I just thought that made me chuckle. Um, it's hard for me to choose a favorite, maybe a long time ago, but also there's a dude named Marshall Veroni who does a duet with her on Home, and I think it's really well done, and it's a beautiful song. And this is a chill vibe EP, but at the same time, it feels more like, sometimes I want to compare it to like Jessica Willis Fisher.
Okay.
It feels defiant sometimes.
Yeah.
And like a little bit more energetic than maybe like Sierra Eagleson. And I know I talk about her a lot. And I know I address myself a lot when I do things a lot. Which I'm doing right now. And now I'm in a loop. But anyway, it's just really good. I'm not going to say a bunch about it because I want to talk about some other things. But So Long by Rachel Hickey. Check it out. I really, really liked it. And then my friend Ashley, sometime last week, maybe on like Friday or Thursday, I was like, Jaron, you like the band Camino and Betcha and other like pop punk rock bands.
You like that Olivia Rodrigo stuff.
I do. Although, I'm not going to get into Olivia.
Anyway. Actually, hold on. Went to a cottage with the boys, and one of them threw on Deja Vu while we were driving. Great song to drive to. Yeah. Big vibe.
I think that whole album is a good driving vibe.
It is actually.
But, anyway. I have another EP, well, it's 6 songs, but 2 of them are live. Very well done live versions, by the way. I think sometimes live songs are like not just good quality, but these ones are like you can hear the energy of the crowd, and it's crazy to me because this band is not like they're decent size, but they just signed to a major label. Literally,
who is this?
2 weeks ago. Like it was like 2 weeks ago, and Gable Price and Friends. Gable Price and Friends is the band name. And they do, I think they're technically actually a Christian band. But it's like, some of it's like undertones. It's not always blatantly Christian. Mm-hmm. So if that's not your thing, I'm sorry. Jesus loves you though. But like, the big song off of this, it's the opener is my favorite. I know, I think from looking at streams and seeing what other people like on social media, people tend to really like the second track, I Need You, a lot. And that one is really good, but 50 milligrams is the opener. And it goes so freaking hard. I'm a sucker for some like really good guitar, and like all these songs have good guitar on them. But like, it's kind of like how, California, Betcha, that when we that EP, and you know how California was my favorite off of that EP, and just the guitar in it is amazing. It's kind of the same thing, although the chorus, I just love it. Pop punk, alternative rock, maybe a little bit less on the pop side than other stuff, but go for it. The live versions are 50 milligrams and I Need You, both really good stuff. I recommend. And then my last thing is an album, which is all 3 of these things are completely different vibes. I literally discovered this less than 24 hours ago, but I listened to the entire album on the way home from work today, and I was like, I don't care. I know I already love this. I only needed to hear it once. It's called Dear Wormwood by the Oh Hellos. That's the band. I'd never heard of them until yesterday. I was on Instagram, and I saw a reel. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, that's a good song. In the comments, somebody said what the song was, and I was like, I gotta check that out. And I checked it out, and then so when I listened to the song is called Soldier, Poet, King. It autoplayed the next song on the album, and I was like, this is a good song too. And so then I was like, I saved it, and I was like, I'm going to listen to this. And I listened to it on the way home, and it's like listening, sometimes I feel like I'm listening to a soundtrack, but then I'm like reminded that, oh, this isn't a soundtrack, but it's like folky and like Celtic-y and like and like gets a little alternative. But what is alternative anyway? What is genre? I don't know. And it's like
I'm intrigued.
I know I've talked about a lot of things, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But
no, you're good. You've inspired me to bring 2 things.
But but okay. Bring two things. Do it. But real quick, Soldier Poet King, which is the 10th track, very good. Dear Wormwood, the title track, also very good. The Prelude, which is literally just an instrumental prelude, first song on the album, is very good. Where Is Your Rider and Pale White Horse, I really liked Where Is Your Rider, is really good. But I would say it's worth checking out. It's not folky in the sense that, like, if anybody is listening and has heard of Gregory Alan Isakov or what's another, Passenger can get a little folky sometimes. It's not quite that folky, but it's a little folky. Anyway,
yeah,
listen to it, Dear Wormwood by the Oh Hellos. Evan, what are you listening
Sounding dope. I was gonna bring one, but because Jaren is bringing everything under the sun, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring two, even though one's not really related. I've just been loving it so freaking much. So the first album I am bringing, is one that I found thanks to TikTok, actually. I re-downloaded TikTok, and I've been enjoying it. I haven't really used it much since in like 2 years, but I re-downloaded it, and I've been enjoying it because I've actually been able to find a lot of good music on it. And there's one song that went a clip or like a sound bite of it that went viral from The Night We Met. I guarantee I should probably say the album is Strange Trails by Lord Huron from 2015. And the last song, The Night We Met, if you play the intro, I guarantee you've heard it. I feel like it was almost in a meme. But it's actually a fantastic song.
Who's it by?
Lord Huron.
Oh, I know Lord Huron.
Yeah.
Have we talked about them before?
I don't know. I don't remember. I had never heard of them. But anyways, their Strange
You
Trails.
hadn't heard of them. Okay.
Their Strange Trails album, I've been listening to a lot. I think it's an absolute jam. It really is right up my alley. I love all the... Yes, you can cut me off.
Can I hit you with two? I'm sorry. I've interrupted you.
No, I don't mean that in a toxic way.
I want to hit you with two quick fun facts. Just because it's slightly relevant. One is that they have a song called "The Ends of the Earth," which looks like it's gone up a little bit in popularity recently. That it was the first song I'd ever heard by them, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And Kenny Chesney covers that song on Songs for the Saints.
Huh.
Which is also one of my favorite albums ever. I love Songs for the Saints. And that Ends of the Earth is on their album. Crap. What's it called? Lonesome Dreams.
Is that the one with the blue cover?
Yeah, Blue in the Desert and the Moon. I have that record on vinyl, actually.
I bought a new vinyl the other day.
For the viewers, vinyl time.
Look, I'll be right back. I found it after so long. I got On the Rocks on vinyl. Oh my gosh, my favorite country album of all time. I have it on vinyl now. Okay. Isn't that cool?
I'm back.
Sorry, I already did the intro. I got On the Rocks. Intro. Why did I say it? I already got it.
I already got it. Beat you, Jared. I beat you.
Yo.
Really nice cover. This was the first ever vinyl I might have bought.
Interesting.
Bought on my own. And it was kind of like an on the whim thing because I recognized I had never listened to this album before either. I was just like, that's really nice album art. And I had heard Ends of the Earth, and I was like, I like that song. You know what? I am just going to do it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, and I'm going to buy it. And so I did. And I have listened to it since, and it's good. It's a good album.
Yeah. Lord Huron. It's a cool band, bro.
Really? Yeah. They're also a weird band to place genre-wise.
Oh, very tough. Like, they're listed as it's indie rock on this album.
Indie rock, but they get a little... I don't want to... It's not... Like, they just have, like, small folk elements. They're one of those bands.
They have pretty good folk elements.
Well, I don't... But like, real folk, like, if you could try to compare it to real folk, it's like... but I don't...
It's tough to pin down. It's just really cool, like... It's the kind of music you're going to listen to when you're surrounded by pine trees, okay?
Wait.
Like...
What? I thought I had two things to say.
What
was the other thing? Crap.
Hurry up or I'm going to the next album.
Oh, wait. The other thing was that I had it on vinyl. I'm sorry. My brain is moving faster.
You're good. So this is the album that I wasn't going to bring because it's kind of irrelevant to... It's not irrelevant. It's just like normally when I'm bringing something for what are we listening to, the focus of the podcast is country music. So I'm typically staying in that country.
Don't put yourself in that box.
I typically bring something I'm listening to that is like country or slightly more rock or folk or singer-songwriter, that kind of thing, because it's everyone's vibe. But Jaron was bringing a bunch of music, so I'm really quickly going to go over one more album that I am obsessed with, like might be a 10 out of 10. It is the new Brent Faiyaz album, Wasteland. It's R&B.
Gesundheit.
What?
I said Gesundheit.
Gizen? Why?
It was a stupid joke. You said whatever the dude's name was, and I thought it sounded like funny. And wait, is that okay? First off, do Canadians? Okay, I don't know how people in Canada do. When people say something that sounds funny, they act like you just sneezed, and so then they say Gesundheit, which means bless you. So it's like I could say say I said Brett Favre, and somebody thought that like it was a funny word. They would be like Gesundheit. It's like a joke, like saying that like you sneeze. It's a stupid joke. I thought
never heard of that.
Wow, I honestly I thought that would have kind of crossed the border between Canada.
No, that didn't make it.
Well,
we filtered that crap out on its way across the border. We didn't
hey,
let that cross. We didn't let that into our country.
That's called Midwestern charm, there, Sonny.
Well, I was not charmed. Okay, I was confused.
I know, I could tell. I said that, and you were genuinely just like, what? What? No, but that's probably honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably that's probably like a Midwestern thing. Like,
it's not a Canadian thing.
It's probably not like a thing in other parts of the U.S. either. I guess I kind of probably wrongly assumed that it was. Anyways, what's his name?
Brent Faiyaz.
Brent Faiyaz.
He's a big guy in the R&B world. He had his album F the World a few years ago was really popular as well. I mean, all three of his albums have done really well. Saunders Son, F the World, and now Wasteland. And Wasteland, like I said, it might legitimately be a 10 out of 10 album. Like, it is an hour and 4 minutes. It's 19 songs.
Oh my gosh, 19 songs.
It's a beefy album. It's broken
I've had
up.
Enough of this crap.
Sorry. It's broken up with like skits. There is
Bryan broke me.
There's the Egomaniac skit. There is the Oblivion skit and the Wake Up Call skit. It is so toxic. It's so dark, and it's so good. And it tells
What do you mean by toxic?
Well, the whole story. So Brent is like playing
subject matter. Toxic.
Yeah. Brent is like the character's name's Chris, and basically it kind of tells like the story of Chris, and he's moved out to LA and he's got all this money now, and so he's kind of like, it's this battle between like wanting to just go off and be individual, but he has a child on the way with his girlfriend, and so it's like this whole problem. And it's all this just toxic stuff of trying to like hide different things from his girlfriend, and she keeps finding out different things, and he's like burying it in money. It's really dark, but it's so freaking good. And the Wake Up Call skit is 5 minutes long of a phone call, and it's so dramatic. And then you transition into Angel, which is like the eeriest but most peaceful closer. It is a phenomenal album. And so it's the reason I wasn't going to bring it was because, like I said, I normally bring something more singer-songwriter, country, folk, something that I think most listeners would like. But like, if you like R&B and you haven't, for some reason, it was a pretty big release. But if you like R&B and haven't heard it yet, Wasteland, Brent Faiyaz might be actually a perfect album. I love it. Yep, that's it. And Ghetto Gatsby has Alicia Keys on it. I love Alicia Keys.
Ooh.
And
that reminded me.
And
continue.
The Ghetto Gatsby with Alicia Keys, that is like, oh man, you feel so rich when you listen to this album. You really do.
The only Alicia Keys song that I like often listen to, or at least the only one that I ever listened to in my childhood and like really liked, was the song "It's On Again" featuring Kendrick Lamar off of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. Do you know that song?
I've heard it.
I really like it. At least when I was a kid, I would freaking like, I'd be like, everybody know this thing. I knew the rap. I probably still know the rap, like the actual rap part of it. And I sounded so white saying that. I did not like it. But that's a pretty good song, I think. some of the projections interesting. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, I'm going to make myself check out this album. The album you brought. I sometimes have a hard time with R&B. Like
I don't know if you're gonna like it. I do like R&B. But
I like some of it, and some people on the internet think R&B is one thing, and they don't know actually what it is.
Well,
they'll call like old. Well, no. A lot of like current R&B is R&B, but then they'll like hear older stuff like Sam Cooke, and they'll be like, yeah, that's R&B, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're wrong. That's called Motown, and that's like classic, like that's like a '60s. That's like nobody's making music like that anymore. That's just not.
No, it's not R&B is different. It's like 2022. It's like dark synthy R&B. It's so good, man. It really is. Anyways, my albums were Strange Trails by Lord Huron and Wasteland by Brent Faiyaz.
That's it. We covered a lot of.
I don't mind bringing multiple things. It's kind of
nice. I feel like we shouldn't feel obligated to bring a country album. I feel like that's boring because we talk about I feel like we should be introducing people to new music. Although
but I want to introduce them to the things they might like.
Okay. I'm not saying that we shouldn't completely. Never mind. Forget it. I'm not saying we should avoid country. I'm saying that we shouldn't feel obligated to do it like.
It's what are we listening to? And those are the two albums I've been listening to the most: Wasteland and Strange Trails. So.
Well, the thing is, I'm always listening to country music.
Me as well.
And often I'm trying to the stuff that I'm listening to is sometimes a country album, but a lot of the times it's like I think I brought Jessica Willis Fisher's album for What Are We Listening To one time, which would be country. But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I just don't. I don't feel like being pushed.
We ain't gonna put ourselves in a box, man. This podcast.
I'm not gonna be restricted. Yeah, we're built different.
We are built so we actually might just be the two greatest human beings on Earth. I think we are.
We're either the greatest or we're the worst. There's
no in between.
There's no in between. Hey, yo,
what?
Nothing.
All right, look, we're gonna move on to the final segment. Who the frick? Wait, wasn't I gonna? Oh shoot, I feel like I was gonna.
Said that and you said that and you genuinely surprised me. I forgot that we were doing this. I said, I'm tired.
I think last episode I said I was gonna take it, and that didn't happen. We forgot to do that. Episode.
It's a good thing I prepped anyway.
Yeah.
So
next episode I'm gonna do Who the Frick.
Yeah.
I'm taking
to remind me and yourself that you're doing that.
Yes.
Because I'm going to forget.
Yes. Don't worry. I
but yeah, let me actually remember to get my timer out for once because I almost always.
So what is the time we have? 30 seconds?
It is currently 6:08 p.m. on July 20th, 2022.
I had it coming. How much time do I get?
It's 60 seconds. I'm supposed to give you 60. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it works for me. All right. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready.
I'm excited about this one.
I'm about to kill this, man.
All right. I brought something that I think you could. You definitely have a chance, depending on what you know or may not know. Because sometimes you surprise me. Like last week
with the Maren Morris one.
The Maren Morris one, you were just like, yeah, that's Maren Morris. And I was like, bruh.
It's just whatever you've heard or what you haven't. Yeah. So it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. So this will be fun. All right. First artist. The first clue. Oh, shoot. I had a typo here, and it literally says who this is in the first sentence, and I almost just read it. All right. This person was raised in Baskin, Louisiana, a town of only 300 people. And their father was a farmer while their mother was a school teacher.
Louisiana.
That's kind of giving you an idea of maybe the accent, you know?
That doesn't mean much to me, the accent.
I guess that's true.
Louisiana. I don't feel like I know many people from Louisiana.
You being from Canada, the accent thing probably wouldn't. We all probably sound the same to you.
Honestly, kind of. I'm gonna be very honest with you. That said, if I showed you someone from BC, Newfoundland, you'd think
the U.S. is just Canada's Mexico, you know. So
pretty much, you all sound Spanish. That doesn't do much for me.
Motivated.
Well, wait.
Okay, sorry. I'm just.
You're not distracting me because I don't have a train of thought. I really.
Okay. Then we'll move on.
I don't have many people from Louisiana, so I'm gonna go to the next
I knew that probably wouldn't give you too much there. Okay, so in high school, they took a job impersonating Hannah Montana. You know who Hannah Montana is, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
You do have to make sure, though.
At this point, I can't be too careful, be too safe. Okay. Often booking her own shows, she performed as Hannah Montana at birthday parties. I just said, dang it. Well, I guess that gives it away.
I knew she was a girl from the Hannah Montana.
Yeah, sorry.
And
booking
their own shows.
You can't always assume nowadays. Anyway, they were playing at birthday parties, fairs, festivals across Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, even once performing for child cancer patients at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That was the end of the sentence. I ended it weird. I don't.
Yeah, it did end kind of weird.
I'll start the timer. Yeah. I thought it was going to keep going, and I'm
booking their own shows and playing.
Yeah, so they had a job. I'll just re-say it because that kind of they got a job like being Hannah Montana. It's kind of like how people get like jobs for like birthday parties.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think of like I'm thinking blonde female. Because Hannah Montana. So, I mean, the two that come to mind instantly are Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert, but I don't think either of them are Louisiana. I could be very wrong though. I could be shooting myself in the foot.
I'll help you out a little bit here. Hannah Montana was kind of a bigger thing in the late 2000s. So, yeah, probably not Miranda Lambert.
Yeah, because I'm also trying to think like decently younger-ish. Oh, that's tough. And I still don't have much of a guess.
Oh, my timer just went off.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, just give me something.
All right. Well, you know what? We've talked about this person. You've done it before where you've brought someone onto the show, and then we've done them for the fair. So I'm just going to say, I'm thinking blonde female country artist. I don't know where she's from. Kelsey Ballerini.
Incorrect.
All right. We move.
We move. That was a solid guess, though, I think. Don't get carried away with me saying that, though. All right. This is the biggest hint, I think. This artist has made 3 albums, only one of which being on a major label.
Ooh,
their second radio single off of their newest album made it to number 3 on the Billboard Country Airplay chart and number 1 on the Country Songs chart. What say you?
Only 3 albums. Only one's on a label.
I will say this is one of those gray areas where I'm reading this off of Wikipedia. Just because it says there's 3 albums doesn't mean you can always see one on Spotify or Apple Music.
Oh, that makes it even harder.
Yeah, because it's like, you know how like sometimes they release an album when like Tennille Towns had like 2 albums before she even made the Lemonade Stand, I think. Not that I would know. It's not like I'm obsessed with her or anything like that.
Lauren Elena doesn't have that many albums, does she? She's young.
I already did Lauren Elena like fairly recently, so I'm just gonna tell you that it's not her.
Good point. Yikes! This might have
That being said, I might repeat in the future to try to.
This might have me stumped.
Catch you off your guard. I'm not gonna time you on this one. Just give me something like.
I don't know if I have a guess. I really don't know.
Well, you just give me something, man.
I think you have me completely floored. Priscilla Block.
That's not the first. Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to use her, but no.
Okay.
She did.
I was thinking blonde.
She has like 1 album, right? She got famous off.
Yeah,
TikTok.
but then you were saying they might not appear, and I was like, you know what?
Oh, I mean,
I didn't know. That was
okay. I'll tell you. It was Lainey Wilson.
Oh, okay.
I figured you probably wouldn't know that much about Lainey Wilson. So
no, I actually don't. But
in hindsight, I probably could have had her as like the last artist because she was probably
that's all right.
The hardest one. But we'll see. See how the rest of this goes.
I don't know much about Lainey Wilson, but you learn more every day.
I thought it was kind of interesting, the Hannah Montana. And that's on Wikipedia, so who knows how much of that is true. But...
What if we go in and just edit people's like Wikipedia pages and make them so wrong?
I just make stuff up. That would be kind of funny. Anyway, so artist number 2. I'm hoping that this first hint doesn't give this away. I don't know how knowledgeable you are of this person, but we shall see. There is a version of this artist's most popular song featuring Charlie Puth. So the original version doesn't have Charlie Puth.
Oh no! Because I definitely know this.
Yeah,
but what's the song?
I had a feeling you might know it, but like you wouldn't like know it.
Oh no! I know exactly what this is, but I don't specifically know the song. It's a girl. I know it's a girl.
Is it?
I'm very sure. I'm very certain it's.
I'm not. Don't. I'm just.
Oh, but who was it? No, I forget who.
All right, I'm gonna say 10 seconds for this one.
I had a song with Charlie Puth. It's a pop country artist. Oh no. Was this Kelsey Ballerini? No, she did one with the Chainsmokers. Did she do? Oh no, this is gonna drive me nuts, man.
All right, just give me something. You gotta give me something. You still have 2 more guesses.
Kelsey Ballerini. Go to the next hint.
It's not Kelsey Ballerini.
Oh, this one's gonna kill me because I know. I just can't think of who it is.
Okay.
If only I could remember how the song went. I'm trying to think of
The second clue, I'm going to give it to you. This artist was a contestant on American Idol in the 17th season. There are 19 seasons total.
Okay, so
far.
Pretty recent. American Idol. Who did he do it with? The American Idol doesn't help me out too much.
The silence.
The American Idol isn't helping me out. I need to watch more TV, I guess.
No, I mean, I don't even watch American Idol, but I notice things on
Who
Instagram,
did?
on social media. That's where I get a lot of my American Idol stuff. That's how I found out about Lane Hardy, actually. It was probably through Instagram.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, he got accused for, like, stalking his girlfriend or something, which is not very cool. But anyway, he, like, put, like, a mic in her room.
Nice.
That, like, gets activated by, like, it has, like, a voice sensor so that when, like, people talk, it, like, turns on and records.
Cool.
And
I was listening
to him
a few years ago,
but... Back to the show.
Pass. Go to the next hint.
Just gotta guess. Just guess.
I don't...
You just got to, bro. Don't waste a... I mean, if you don't,
just go to the next hint. Brett Eldridge.
I'll give you 2. I'll still give you 2. I'll give you 2. Last hint. I don't know how much this is gonna help you, and I think you're gonna hate me.
I'm trying to think. Charlie Puth on a country song. I remember hearing it.
They announced on stage after one of their American Idol performances that they had signed with Warner Music National. I had to, like I said.
Gabby Barrett! It's Gabby Barrett! Yeah?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Where did that come from?
It just can't.
Where did that?
Because I was thinking I was just trying to think like, I know I've heard a country song with Charlie Puth on it, and it was.
I immediately finished with that clue, and you go Gabby Barrett.
The clue did nothing for me.
I know.
It was on the Marshalls playlist, so I was trying to think.
Oh wow!
I was like.
Funny.
I was trying to think. I was like, Charlie Puth on a country song, and then the melody came. I was like, and I was like, oh, it's a Gabby Barrett song.
Bro, speaking of that, though,
got it.
I know how you feel though.
That was driving me out of my mind.
For work, I'm in Kroger so much. Do you have Kroger in Canada?
Maybe. I know what it is.
Okay, grocery store. Yeah. They literally play the same like 100 songs, and I'm in there for like anywhere from like 6 to 10 hours a day, and it's like. Wow, I used to really like Rubber Band. Sorry, what's it called? The Rubber Band. Oh crap! Whatever. There's this really cool song that's in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 soundtrack, which you wouldn't know, and it's like absolute vibe, 80s vibe, and it's really good, and it comes on often in Kroger, and
Bro.
I really enjoy it. But I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, I've only worked here 5 days. And I'm about to hate this song.
They added, I forget if I said this already, they added "Put on a Smile" by Silk Sonic to the Marshall's
Yeah.
playlist, and I
I
vibe.
think you mentioned it to me maybe, or you said it on the podcast.
Maybe
I don't remember,
either
but
way, it's on
you've
there.
told me.
Okay, I'm so glad I got that. Was driving me out of my mind.
You got that one. You got that one.
I got that one.
You pulled it. You pulled that one. Okay.
All right, last one.
I'm interested to see. It took a lot.
I'm sure my
I had to
mic
find
clipped
some
really bad there. I hope my mic hasn't been clipping too much today.
I mean, it hasn't for me, but who knows how it'll show up on the recording.
I hope it hasn't. Anyways.
Whatever. All right. First clue, final mystery artist is, on November 1st, 1987, this artist's mother and stepfather died in a car accident. That probably doesn't help you at all, except for the year.
I'm trying to think. Sorry, what was the year again?
1987. On November 1st, 1987, this artist's mother and stepfather died in a car accident.
Older artist.
They had to have been born at least
before 1987.
Well, before November 1st.
Well, yeah.
Because their parents died on November 1st, so they had to have been born.
Preferably, most likely before November 1st. I know Luke Bryan's lost a lot of people, but he's obviously not going to be. Or wait,
his parents.
But it's his siblings. He's lost siblings. He hasn't lost parents.
He's lost, yeah, that's true.
But the more I think about it, the time would line up okay there. So it's an slightly older artist with no mother or.
All right, I'll give you 10 seconds.
I
think you'll eventually get this one from the other clues. So
okay, I'm not too sure who's lost parents.
I will tell you that I didn't know this, and I don't think it's super common knowledge, because I was very surprised to read this.
I will say someone who lines up with the timeline, Zach Brown. I've been listening to a lot of Zach Brown lately.
Oh,
but
that is big false.
I don't think his parents are gone.
Big false. Yeah, so I was wrong. Next clue. Like many other artists, the name that this person is known for, or known by, but they go by, whatever. That's what I meant to say. Go by is not the one that they were born with. There is a lot of debate about what their current name stands for. So their name that they legally changed to has a meaning, and some people think that it translates to something like, and I quote, "on my way." So their name means "on my way." I refrained from saying "in what" because I didn't want to give you too much to work with.
So it's probably a cool name, isn't it?
I guess. I guess I never thought too hard about it.
Or does it not stand out as like a cool name?
I don't know. I guess that's subjective. Like, I don't. It's a nice name. I can't say too much because, I don't want to. Yeah. Because you still haven't figured out if it's a guy or a girl yet.
No, I haven't.
Granted, my clues didn't really. But I think this last hint will.
Their name means "on my way."
Yeah, like I said. Well, I say this every time. I say that a lot. I need to shut up. Anyway,
I wish
no, what were you saying?
I wish I knew if this person was like young or like a good age when their parents died. Because I'm trying to think older artists, but like
well, I'll tell you they were.
Be someone...
They were a decent age. Like, they'd been alive for...
So they're older.
I think at least 10 years. At least.
Okay, so they are older. All
right, I'm gonna... Give me 5 seconds.
I don't have...
But yeah, what I was saying is... I feel bad about some of these, but I think you'll get it on the third clue. I had to... It's hard for some artists just because they're...
Kix Brooks, because that's not really
a
name. I was thinking like some weird names.
I never thought about that. But no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Kix Brooks. Based off of that clue, I would say that's a good guess. Just because I didn't think of it. I guess I never realized... Is that not his real name?
It might be. It
might be short for something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be short for, but... Anyway, I'll give you the last one. If you don't get it off of this, I'll actually be a little surprised, I feel like, but we'll see. All right. This artist has sold over 100 million records, making them one of the best-selling artists in country music history and one of the best-selling musical artists of all time.
So that's interesting because now I know it's a mega, like... So I'm thinking 100 million records. So now you got me thinking, like, Garth. That's not a very normal name. I guess... Nah, it's a bit of a weird name. I'm thinking...
It is weird. I don't know anybody named Garth.
I'm thinking monsters like Chris Stapleton, but Chris, bro, that ain't... Chris don't mean on my way.
I don't know. Think about how much, like, actual, like, sales success they've had. Like, has Chris Stapleton sold that many records?
I feel like he has with Tennessee Whiskey and whatnot.
I don't know. Okay, well, emphasis on over 100 million. Emphasis on that.
One of the biggest country artists of all time.
I want you to get this. I'm rooting for you. I'll say 30 seconds. An arbitrary 30 seconds. I'm not actually counting.
I might
started playing.
I might not get this.
All right.
Is it one of the Florida Georgia Line guys? No, because they just go by normal names.
To lose a little bit of your dignity, would you like a hint? I'll tell you the gender.
Yeah, I am interested.
Okay. They are female.
Okay, so female monster. So I'm thinking like you're Carrie Underwood kind of person. She's had success over time.
I feel like you're just tiptoeing around. I feel like you're gonna... All right, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds, even though it's probably 30.
I don't know.
5.
Carrie Underwood. It's not gonna be Carrie Underwood, is it?
That's your guess?
Yeah.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
I'm giving you an opportunity to change it.
I don't know who else it would be.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we'll call it there. All right. You ready? I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna hate myself.
It's Shania Twain. Bro, I thought you were gonna get it too. Being from Canada, I thought you were gonna get that. I really did. Like that last.
Why did my mind not even go to that? Like she never even crossed
my mind.
Because
she's literally the first two. When I think of like mega star, like selling, like I think of Taylor Swift, which I did like 2 weeks ago, and I think of Shania Twain. Because they're literally like the same person, just from different generations.
For some reason, as soon as I hear like those kind of numbers, I don't even know what Carrie Underwood's done. But for some reason, Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood, those are the two that come to my mind. Why did Shania Twain not even cross my mind? I'm stupid.
That is interesting.
All right, well,
but in my position, I probably would have done the same thing because I don't really listen to Shania's music.
You'll see when I do it, you'll see how your mind just kind of gets in a box. It can't think.
Yeah,
you're just like.
Well, I mean, when you're put on the spot and you're not allowed to look anything up or ask anyone else.
Yeah, it gets tough. It gets tough.
You're left in your own mind. You're trapped. Yeah.
All right. Well, that didn't go as well as it has in the past. 1 for 3.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Oh, you thought I meant the podcast.
I thought you meant like Evan was just straight. I thought Evan was straight up like, yeah, guys, this one kind of sucked. I'm not low-key. This one wasn't much of a banger.
No. I thought it was a great episode, but for who the frick, it didn't go as well. However, I'm gonna run it next week, and you're gonna realize
I'm excited.
Tough business. Who am I gonna bring?
I feel like you're gonna dangle someone that like I love, but like maybe not. Like you're gonna try to get me to think it's one that I love. Like, ooh, will it be Kit Moore? Ooh, will it be Eric Church? Will it be Josh Turner? Like, will it be those guys? Probably not, but maybe it will. Like, also, although it would be really hard for you to do Josh Turner and me not get it, so because I know
everything, bro, everything,
everything.
Yeah. Anyways, this has been episode 27 of the Waves on the Shore podcast. Hope you enjoyed.
This has been the best episode.
The best, like undisputed, like the greatest thing of all time.
Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. We'll be talking about basketball next week. We'd love to see you there, folks. LeBron James is a bum, not a goat. Not a goat. I'm trying to make a outro done.